Well, we've got off to a good start. And I'm going to talk to you about integrity. In the business world, it's not uncommon to make ethical decisions based on fear. It's always good to get a laugh. Fear of losing a job, offending someone, or fear of some other consequence, rather than doing what God expects. Our next story is about a man who is determined to live his life with integrity, in accordance with God's directives, even when it might come at personal cost or consequences. Jason is a young man who has used his God-given accounting and finance skills in public accounting, internal auditing, and as a chief financial officer. This has given him opportunities to see firsthand the importance of integrity. Jason's story begins when he accepted a new role at a privately held company. Soon after joining the company, he discovered that the financial records were in a shambles, and that company was in far worse financial shape than anyone realized. They were in violation of agreements with the bank, and much of the information that had previously been provided their lenders was not accurate. Jason knew they had trust issues that needed to be addressed. Jason also knew the reputation and integrity of the business needed to be turned around quickly. He boldly began communicating truth to their lenders. He also implemented changes at the company that turned around the unstable financial condition. As the profitability of the business improved, it began creating new problems. The ownership of the business began feuding amongst themselves over the cash and doing things that benefited themselves personally at the expense of the business. This put Jason in the middle. It also put some of the leadership team at risk for possible tax and or legal consequences. Someone needed to take action. Jason firmly but respectfully confronted the owners on numerous occasions, requesting that they do the right thing and properly account for the many transactions that had taken place. They agreed for a season, but then they returned to their previous practices. Jason began feeling he was being asked to do things that were improper and that would ultimately undermine his own integrity. That's when he and his wife determined that they needed to be prepared for the day that Jason would likely need to quit or be terminated due to his ethical stance. Jason's wife went back to work and they began an aggressive savings plan. Jason wisely knew he needed to be prepared so that he would not waver when he had to make strong ethical stands. It was that preparation and his love for God that helped Jason continue to take unpopular stands, which ultimately did end up costing Jason his job. Jason's preparation and integrity allowed him to peacefully handle the transition to his current position at Cerner. Please help me praise God and welcome Jason Froelich to the stage for his stand for integrity in the workplace. Jason.
Thank you, Jason. We greatly appreciate you and your stand in the marketplace. Thanks. God bless.
We've heard about faith, we've heard about integrity, and now we're on to relationships in the workplace. The word relationships has two meanings for our purposes tonight. Jesus proclaimed that the two greatest commandments are to love the Lord your God with all your heart, mind, strength, and soul, and to love others as ourselves. Mark 12:30. In college, Sheri was invited to a fellowship of Christian athletes huddle meeting that changed her perspective on religion and her life. As she witnessed athletes who she considered as cool, praising God with fun, worship, music, and prayer, she fell in love with God. When she graduated and began teaching and coaching, it seemed natural for her to launch an FCA huddle group in each school she worked. For 29 years, Sheri has leveraged her position as a coach and an FCA huddle leader to impact the lives of students. Although Sheri enjoys teaching classes like PE, outdoor education, recreational sports, and social dance, she quickly realized that her biggest impact on the lives of young people came from her time as a coach. She has coached tennis and basketball over the years, and that position, in addition to leading FCA's huddle, gives her the opportunity to spend enough time with them to build relationships and show them the love of Christ. Sheri's relationships over the years have gone so deep that her students know to turn to her in their time of need. One of Sheri's students, we'll call her Debbie, had been pressured to have an abortion and became deep in despair. Debbie told a friend she was going to go home and commit suicide. The friend was scared that Debbie really would and wasn't sure where to turn until she remembered that Sheri had built a relationship and trust with Debbie. This friend called Sheri and asked her to get involved. Sheri left the comfort of her home to go and meet with Debbie. Through prayer and loving on Debbie, Sheri was able to help Debbie through her crisis. Today, Debbie is a mother of two. Many students have returned years later to express their gratitude for Sheri's love for them during their formative high school years. A great indicator of Sheri's influence is that her oldest son recently decided that he wants to become a teacher because of watching the influence of his mother and father that they have had over the kids in their schools. A final indicator of the importance of relationships to Sheri is the fact that she could have been here this evening to enjoy the fruit of her labor, but instead, she is at an event to honor her son instead. So please help me praise God and appreciate Sheri Rehmer, a teacher and coach for the last 17 years at Blue Springs South High School. Let's applaud her love of God and others in her workplace as we watch a brief video of her accepting a token of our appreciation.
Okay. I think it's done.
You just love technology.
Hi, I'm here tonight with Sheri Rehmer about our Fire in the Workplace banquet, and we want to show a sign of appreciation for Sheri's participation in our event, and we thank you for loving others in the workplace, and here is something as a memory.
Well, thank you very much. I'm truly honored by receiving this award and just the opportunities I've had that God has given me for the last 29 years to share Christ in the workplace with my students and fellow teachers, and it's just been truly a blessing and an opportunity.
Thank you.